This is the Modern SME, and our guest today is Gaurav Bhagat. Gaurav Bhagat is a renowned sales coach who helps businesses achieve 10x sales. He also runs a corporate gifting company, Consortium Gifts, which is one of the fastest growing companies in the space. Hi, Gaurav. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good evening, Anchal. Great to be here, and thank you for having me on your platform. Appreciate it.
Gaurav, like I mentioned in our discussions, our audience is mostly small and medium businesses. For their benefit, um, I would like you to begin with, discussing the common misconceptions that businesses have. You have been coaching businesses to increase their sales for decades. You have worked with both small and big businesses. In your experience, which are the common misconceptions that they have about what works in sales, what doesn't work in sales? Please discuss them with us and help us break them today.
Awesome. Yeah, and of course, I've worked extensively, as you mentioned, in the SME space, work with micropreneurs, solopreneurs, and going up to even large organizations, such as, the Microsofts and the Pine Labs and, and companies like H&I and Steelcase and the likes as well. So have had, tremendous amount of experience working with organizations on all sides of the spectrum, really. And interestingly, there are some common themes that come up, amongst organizations, especially in the SME space, and even in some of the mid-sized businesses. I'm hearing a lot of this where people say that, oh, sales will come automatically. We don't really need to go out there and actively prospect. We don't need to have any sales goals, that are there. It's almost, as they just believe that, we'll start something and, like Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams, build it and they will come. So it doesn't always work out that way. You actually have to get out there and, make some efforts. So it's very, very important, to go out and prospect. I think another area that people really go wrong is that, when they get a little bit of work and they have a pipeline that's relatively full, they actually stop going out there and prospecting. And that's where we talk about the second law of prospecting is this, that sometimes you feel your sales are like a roller coaster, that sometimes they're up and sometimes they're down, sometimes there's a feast and sometimes there's a famine. It's also because people stop prospecting when things were good. So it's I think one that's one really big misconception that abhi to hamare paas kaam hai, abhi to hame bahar jane ki zarurat nahi hai, baad mein dekh lenge, abhi to itna kaam hai, kaise karenge. So I think the big mistakes that they make is that they stop prospecting when the pipeline is even relatively full or is looking full. Big mistake. I think another mistake that people make, and it's a big misconception, is that sometimes I've seen organizations, a lot of promoters, believe that we are not in sales, okay, or everyone in the organization doesn't need to be in sales. But the truth is that everyone is selling in some form or the other. They're always trying to, either push their product, or at least they should, or their service, or they're selling someone on something. Getting people to join your organization, even that's sales. Getting banks to release some money or funds, for you to go out and do whatever you have to do, even that is sales. So I think the most important aspect is that everyone is in sales, and if people start thinking that are sales to sales wale hi karenge ya sales team karenge, I think then you're kind of setting yourself up for failure.
In fact, before we go ahead, I would like to tell our audience that even at Tofler, we have been coached by Gaurav to enhance sales and he completely changed our perspective regarding sales. We loved the course, and I hope we will. This conversation is as useful to our audience as the course was to us.
Yeah, thank you. And it was, of course, great having you on the course. And I love the Tofler platform. In fact, for a lot of our consulting mandates, and we actually go ahead and need data. We picked Tofler over Zoba or any of the other platforms out there. So keep doing the great job that you guys are doing. And I really love the market intelligence and the ease of flow and data and all of that. So appreciate the way you guys do your stuff as well.
Thank you, Gaurav.